Hello, good evening. Coming up tonight on Business Live, Ministry of Finance confirms news of demise of Deputy Finance Minister Dr. John Kumah. We shall share with you a tweet from the ministry, his legacy, and get to hear from an economist plus the business community. Plus, Talo expected to add 5 new wells on Jubilee Fields this year. An initiative expected to boost production and improve fortunes. Meanwhile, the firm assures challenging times are over after posting more than $100 million loss for last year. We have details of these and many others coming your way all in a moment. Please stay. Thanks so much for your company. I am Pius Kojo Baka, and to that sad news we are learning this very moment. Well, the Ministry of Finance has confirmed the news of the demise of Deputy Finance Minister Dr. John Kumah in a tweet. Now, President Akufo-Addo, we do now appointed Dr. John Kumah as CEO of the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program in 2017. Now, at the helm of the program, he oversaw the training of 45,000 startups in 3 years under the Presidential Business Support Program and supported 10,000 beneficiaries, leading to the creation of numerous jobs for the youth all over the country. Now, he has also over 17 years of continuous working and leadership experience, which exhibits his creativity, innovation, and resourcefulness in creating jobs, promoting entrepreneurship, and supporting youth development. And we've got to have some discussion on the back of this. First off, I would like to start off with my colleague George Yafe, who has been in the industry for quite some time now, at the Ministry of Finance to be precise. And George, thanks so much for joining me here on Business Live. Rather unfortunate, we are starting this business segment bulletin with a sad note. Now, the Ministry of Finance, we do know, has confirmed the death of Dr. John Kumah. What more are we learning?
You're right on that one. And what we can also confirm is that he resumed. He had some ailment issues he had to deal with, and then he resumed work. So for the ministry, they knew that everything was okay with him and everything until this sad news actually broke today. When the issue came up and we're trying to even confirm from the ministry, very, very high officials of the ministry was like, we're also just hearing the news in the news, and we didn't know he's dead. So that is what we could get from the side of the Ministry of Finance in terms of he not being well initially. He resumed work, everything was normal, and thinking that everything was okay. He's back to work, only for this sad thing to happen today. There have been a lot of things on social media, but what we can just confirm is the engagement we've had with the Ministry of Finance with respect to he working normal. And for them, they are surprised at what happened today.
And for you, George, I know you've been in this terrain for quite some time now. And who would you say Dr. John Kumah was?
Very nice person. Someone that when you want information and you call him and you're trying to get clarity, he will explain issues to you. Easy to reach, or a very easy person to reach, and clarity on issues you want to get him on an issue, interviews, and you push, and he grants you audience. And very kind person, very someone that you can easily reach, and down to earth. Listen, he would concede when certain things are even not wrong, or something are wrong with this administration. Judge, yeah, it's true, but this and this and that and all those things. So a very down to earth person, a very hard working person, someone who would take his time to explain issues to you. And he wasn't a minister that was difficult to reach when it comes to some of these issues and him breaking the issues down for you and all the rest. So, a very nice person, very hardworking. And for those who work closely with him, they will tell you how hardworking he is in terms of getting the job done and explain the issues to you and all the rest. And that is how you want to describe it.
Yeah, and George, I know that you've hosted him on several platforms here on PM Express Business Editions, and of course outside the field as well.
If I can count, I think he's been on PM Express about 3 or 4, even 5 times on PM Express. Some were in his office, some he had to come in. And listen, even when he's in the thick of work and all the rest, he's like, George, I'll make it. He will finish what he would do. And so there was a time that was supposed to be here. 10 minutes to time, his phone was off. We didn't know whether he was going to make it or not. 5 minutes to time, then it's like, George, don't worry, I'm away. I'll be here for the program. And so that's the kind of person he is. When he agrees to do something, he's going to do it. Even when he's caught up in a lot of official duties, he will make it up to the program. Getting him on some official staff documentations, pushing, he will try and get time and explain issues to you. So very, very interesting character, very interesting in good, very nice, affable, and easier to reach, and all the rest. And hey,
such is life.
Such a sad situation that
all right.
in young age, in his 40s, and he's gone.
Yeah, George. All right, do stay with me in the studio. I'll come back to you. But I promised you I shall bring you an economist perspective on this matter, and of course the business community as well. Joining us via Zoom is an economist, Dr. Patrick Esuming, to share his perspective with us on this subject matter. Thanks so much, sir, for your time. And I don't know whether to say good evening to you, but it's sad, quite a sad one for us here. I remember you told me earlier, prior to this interview, that you both went to the same senior high school. Tell us more about that.
Yes, yeah, good evening to viewers. I think it's a rather sad news to hear the passing of Dr. John Kumah. I think, yes, indeed. So we both went to Poko High School, and he was 1 year ahead of me. And one interesting thing is that when I was in second year, when he was in his final year, he was the school prefect. And you know, at least what we remember him for is that he used to be very well-spoken guy. He really spoke well as a school prefect. Personally, I cannot say that he was my personal friend or somebody I knew. But when we came to the university at the University of Ghana, I also remember him vying for SRC president. And as people in our former school, we always looked at the progress he was making. But he was also a very kind person. I think we know about a lot of support that has been given to our former school, but also, I mean, from when you interact with our other colleagues from the same school, they will tell you that he's also well liked in his constituency because he was a very popular person in his constituency. So it's a really sad news to hear, and also especially for the Akatechie family.
We know that he's been very instrumental in his constituency as well, and of course seeing some developmental projects basically and improving the economic livelihoods of his constituents.
Yeah, yes, right. I think that you know, so I have a few personal friends from that part of town, and you know, they speak very well of him. Our personal interest is simply because we've gone to the same school and we want to know how somebody from our school who has risen to be a big part of the government, how they are doing. And you know, people really spoke well of him, of the kind of work that he did in his constituency. Like I said, I didn't really know him personally. I don't think, apart from a few interactions on appearing on some TV shows, I never met him again since school. But because we went to the same school, you always get to know about his progress, and then you know that he was well liked in his constituency. I'm sure when you speak to people in his constituency, they will tell you. But it's a really sad loss, and I have to use this medium to express my deepest condolences, especially to their wife and the children.
Monitoring development that has to do with the economy. Basically, Dr. John Kumah may have played an instrumental role in that quest in terms of entrepreneurship and what have you. What would you say Dr. John Kumah was?
I think that, I mean, for me, much of what I've known about him outside of student leadership has been what he has done in this current government. I think, I overheard George saying that he was very upfront. I think when you engage, especially, I do remember during the E-Levy debate when it appeared that at some point the E-Levy was very unpopular, and many of the ministry officials were probably reluctant to speak. But you always hear him being willing to engage and then speaking. He was willing to take on the tough discussions and tough debates. That's something that you remember him for.
All right.
I mean, you would always not agree with him, but he will argue his point vigorously.
Very well. Thank you very much, Dr. Patrick Esumain. And there's a time I would like to cross over to my colleague Nana Boakye Adom, where he is stationed at Ejisu in the house of Dr. John Kumah to bring us live updates. Nana Boakye Adom, take it away.
It has been a very sad day here in the Ejisu constituency, especially at the house of the late MP for the constituency who doubles as Deputy Finance Minister John Kumah. Well, his demise has really brought a lot of constituents into a very sad mood. Since 2 p.m. when the news really got out there, some of them have been saddened and have been coming into the family house to mourn with the family. We are currently in the house of the former MP or the late MP John Kumah, and you can see a number of constituents from the Ejisu constituency, party faithfuls who are gathered here to mourn with the family. They are saddened by what has happened to them today, especially in a mood when they really did not expect this to come into. Party executives have been here. The party chairman, for the Ejisu constituency has been here. He says he would not want to speak to the matter because he's saddened by the news. Not long ago, you know that the MP, John Kumah, donated some amount of money to the Ejisu Senior High School after rains took off their roof. And so this thing coming out has been a very sad one for the constituents and residents of the Ejisu constituency. We are being told that yesterday he was expected to be at the Independence Day parade in the constituency, but when his illness really got critical, he was unable to attend, and so he got into his room. He was in his house here with his wife, his family, up until today when the news got out there that he was no more. But then he was being taken to Accra for him to board his flight to Germany to receive treatment. On his way, he passed on at the Suhum Government Hospital. I have a spokesperson here with me to tell us more about what really happened, and then because he was really with him and what he knows could have led to this unfortunate death. Thank you. You're live on Joy News. Tell us more about what really happened today.
Well, it's a sad news. MP came to constituency last Tuesday for 6 March parade. So he was supposed to come to parade grounds yesterday. Unfortunately, he could not come. So we decided to call one of his doctors from Accra. So the doctor came yesterday, and he was in medication. So it came to a situation where he need to board a flight to Accra so that he take to Germany. Unfortunately, he was not fit to board a flight. So his wife came, and obviously his mom and dad is around. So we decided to brought ambulance to take him to Accra. And his senior brother was also standing by. His office were doing everything possible for him to travel tonight. When they passed to Suhum, the situation get critical. So they take him to Suhum Hospital. When he there, they pronounce him dead. So that is the situation. It was a news we least expected, because Dr. John Kumah, we know, is called Amansamboafo. In fact, people call him Amansamboafo. Emebrani Daso. But he's somebody when you come to Dr. John Kumah, you know, if cannot solve your problems, or at least he will solve some. So it's a tragedy. It's Black Thursday for us. And the Ejisu constituency, we are mourning our MP, our boss, our friend. John Kumah is a very humble person, extremely humble. So it's great, terrible news to us.
looking at the work that he has done in the constituency, you call him the Amansan Boafo. I can see a number of constituents coming here to mourn with the family. What is the state of his family at the moment? I know definitely it's a sad one in there, but then are they fine? Are they okay? How did they really receive the news?
His mom and dad, they are aged because about 10 days ago where his dad celebrated his 75th birthday. So it's not easy. It's not easy. They are taking enough pain. Yes. Unfortunately, he was with his wife. That happened when the situation happened. So his wife is in Accra right now. That is what I can say.
Okay, so his wife and his children, they are all in Accra?
Yes.
Thank you very much. And that is the spokesperson for the Member of Parliament for the Ejisu constituency and Deputy Finance Minister John Kumah. He says that the family, especially his wife and his children, are all in Accra, going to mourn with the other family members there. But then inside his private residence here in the Ejisu constituency, you have a number of residents who've been here who are crying, who are mourning, who are saddened by what has happened today. They say it is a Black Thursday for them, and so they really are saddened by the news after it broke. Let me get to speak to some residents here.
Between bed to have something. Me cry nipa no di kan frame no frame free frat house na me se nye no kre ma nye ni. Nti me ne je achi no se Abigail me ka sem a o ji machinyi wo kra se wo fie na me se me wo fie. Nti o ka te me na me se da bi me frame me PM. Na me frame me PM. Nti me frame PM na se me PM susu. Na me wo kwa kra me fa so me bo. Afa me wo dia me nya. Me MP me boni o. Ni pa boni fo bi
Okay, so what she is trying to say is that she heard of the news from her PM in the afternoon. When she first heard it from elsewhere, she really did not believe it, but then she had to confirm from one of the party executives, and then upon calling the party executive, she got the confirmation that indeed the Member of Parliament for the Ejisu constituency is no more. Money John and Kumah at the constituency hanum say no. Emu to say onimudi ni saying.
Dear, when you be in a year, only Makwala, only Penini, or the do Satum Crow, Betty, on Traneho, or boy, a baby, just your tuni, dear, my son, Boafo. No, I just say, I'm raining near, just our boy, and your John again who say, yeah, family no cry you more, Josso, and you're not anymore. Now, me cry, and rank one pony me dinkra, Nammy names and me MP me Nammy me people be know and run kwan on me dinkra na say when him say obeja me ho na me su de na me nim.
Well, she's really saddened by the news. She says that she spoke to her Member of Parliament just yesterday. So upon hearing this news, she's really in shock. I would really want to engage a number of them. But what say asemini mo to say?
Papa, na me wo fuom. Me tie we fra me. Aya mame. O mame wo ba na yesu awu. Oboka me manye ni. Me tie mankurasefo nyina be twa me wo hia From the cab family. I'm member. For me see me for we fra me yini. So bet me a woo and tell me say. To me up no. Akume bay. Everyone Papa, let me decide my way. Na kama manene na mo na me be want nasi amansabu afu ni o what the oni makola ni mpani o show bia John Kumah position ekuno.
Well, a number of them are really in pain. They are saddened by the news. Some of them do not really want to believe that what they are hearing is true. They say that John Kumah has been really helpful to them, and so upon hearing this news, they definitely would have to break down. But then a number of people continue to troop into the private residence of the late Member of Parliament for the Ejisu constituency. Some of them who've heard the news just now are coming to verify if what they heard is true or not. Meanwhile, the family of the late Member of Parliament are still inside the hall, as they are also jojoing as to whether or not whatever they would want to do in the course of the week. We have been told that his wife and his children are in Accra, but his father and his mother are inside his private residence. The constituency chairman came in not long ago, and when we spoke to him earlier, he says he really did confirm the news and says that the party would bring out its directives later in that week or maybe tomorrow, and so we'll be waiting to hear from the constituency executives themselves. But then I'll still want to engage one person here. Mame, Oti asemi ofa ne say. Well, you can see that for now she cannot really talk to us because she's really saddened by the news. Some of them are also here. We'll try and speak to the PM herself. You're live on Joy News. Upon hearing this news, how did you take it?
You can see it's not easy, and you can see myself. I was in the office when I had the call that John is gone, and I don't know. It was a very big shock because I spoke to him on Tuesday for the Independence Day, and when I heard the news this morning, he's gone. I don't believe it, and I'm not believing it. And maybe tomorrow, God willing, maybe I will believe that he's gone. So let's see, let's wait till tomorrow because still I'm speechless and I don't know what to say. I decided not to talk, not to share anything with anybody because I'm confused. And it wasn't easy for me as a presiding member for Ejisu Municipal Assembly.
I know you've had a very good relationship with the Member of Parliament. He has been a personal person. Living with him or working with him, how has it been? How's the relationship been? And upon hearing this news, I know you're saddened. But then how has the relationship been between you and John Kumah?
The relationship was fantastic, to be honest with you. Because anytime we have issue, I'll call him and he will call back and respond. PM. And he used to call me my lady PM. So the relationship was okay, very good, and we didn't have any problem with him or whatever it is in the assembly. If I wanted something, then I go to him, MP, this and this what I need. MP will say, okay, PM, hold on. We will find a way doing it. So I'm still thinking, as you can see, and look at me, I even take.
You don't want to believe the news.
I don't want to, and I've even taken my wig off and asked. Being on television with this situation, do you think it's okay? I'm not. I'm in pain, very pain. So please, let's see. Maybe tomorrow we hear another news. He's not dead. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Unless tomorrow, otherwise, I'm not believing what I'm here. But still, I don't. So only God knows the best. And what I can say is, I'm waiting till tomorrow.
Your name, please?
Helena Mensah, just a presiding member.
All right. So, as you heard from Helena, she is refusing to believe the news. In fact, a tragic one, and so it would be very, very difficult for anybody to believe this, especially when you have a very cordial relationship with a person who is said to be no more. For them, it is quite not the moment for them to accept the news, but then maybe going forward, she would have to take it like that. Boss, upon hearing the news, you, John Kumah, in this constituency, how has it been? Looking at the work he's done in the constituency, the party office is built up there. How has the relationship been between the constituents and John Kumah?
I'm Honorable Clement Amankwa, a former assembly member of Doyina, and now a government appointee because no contest. But the sudden demise of our MP is a big blow to us, because for me, I'm a beneficiary to his position. The sense that in my community, about close to 10 people have benefited from it, and now I'm the farm manager for his poultry pilot project. Plenty things he has done in the constituency that have benefited me and my people. So in returns, we thought he would be a big person in future for the whole people of Ejisu. But little we know that he's not feeling well. So my heart is full of sorrow. Not little can I say. We didn't expect this at this time. Honorable John Kumah and Pontuan, Doctor, you have created a big hole, a vacuum in Ejisu, and to fill it will cause someone, a big person, to fill it. But God knows best. So wish him rest in peace in the bosom of Abraham. So we are ready that anything that happens, we leave it to God. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. And that is also an honorable member for Donyina, who says that upon hearing the news, he really broke down. He has to believe what has happened, because definitely he is really no more. But at the meantime, the family of the late MP are inside. His wife and his children are in Accra. We have been told Parliament for the Ejisu constituency and Deputy Finance Minister John Kumah passed on at the Suhum Government Hospital on his way to Accra to board his flight to Germany for some checkup after his illness. He was expected to be at the Independence Day parade yesterday, 6th March, but when his illness got critical, he was unable to come. Some party executives, constituency party executives, and then executives have been coming here to mourn with the family alongside residents and constituents of the Ejisu constituency. They've all been coming here to mourn with the family. We heard from some sympathizers, some residents, some constituents, and also the party executives who say that they are saddened by the news. We had the private residence of the late MP for the Ejisu constituency, John Kumah. Later, we'll be bringing you up to speed details from the family of the former member of the late member of parliament, and also from the party executives themselves. So anything that goes on here at the private residence of John Kumah will bring you up to speed details. But for now, we'll leave it here. Over to you, Pius.
Thank you very much, Nana Bwachi Yadom, bringing us live updates from the house of the late former Deputy Finance Minister Dr. John Kumah, who has passed on today. Back here in the studio with me, my colleague George Yafi. And George, you saw the scenes at the house of the late.
I think that for the expression coming from those who worked with him, that is an understatement. You know, yes, public officials, but listen, you need something, you want to push, and he's always ready to engage you. You have some other public officials who would always want to drag their feet, and having worked in the finance ministry, asking those who work there and want to get information, sometimes it is very difficult sometimes. But, you know, you push, he's willing to engage. He's ready for a debate, you know. Sometimes you think that, oh, I won't comment on this. Bring the issues on. He's going to engage you on.
All right. Thank you very much, George Yafi, for your time here on Business Live. Of course, this has been Business Live. Rather unfortunate we had to share Business Live this way with you. See you same time tomorrow. I am Pius Kojo Baka.